Kyle Busch came to Phoenix hoping to turn his season around. Instead, what happened during this race shocked the entire NASCAR world. Tire failures, penalties, and a car that refused to cooperate turned the day into complete chaos. But the real question is much bigger. Did the Phoenix disaster just expose a deeper problem inside Richard Childress Racing? The trouble began even before the green flag dropped. Busch qualified deep in the field, placing the number 8 car near the back of the starting lineup. For a driver who built his career by dominating races and leading laps, starting outside the top 20 immediately put the team in a difficult position. Phoenix Raceway is known for its tight racing groove and limited passing opportunities. When a driver starts deep in the pack, climbing through the field requires both speed and patience. Unfortunately for Busch, the speed simply was not there. As the race began, Busch struggled to gain ground on the cars ahead of him. Instead of steadily moving forward, he spent most of the early laps battling traffic in the middle of the field. The number 8 car lacked the pace needed to challenge the leaders, and every lap seemed to confirm that the team was fighting an uphill battle. The frustration was clear. Drivers often talk about the importance of early track position at Phoenix, and Busch never truly had the opportunity to establish it. Then the real problems started to appear. During the middle portion of the race, Busch suffered a blown tire that forced him to make an unscheduled trip to pit road. Tire failures are one of the most damaging setbacks a driver can experience during a race. Not only do they cost valuable time, but they also destroy any momentum a team might have been building. Busch lost multiple positions as he slowly returned to the track, falling even further behind the leaders. Just when it seemed like the team might recover, another issue struck. Busch once again experienced a tire problem that sent him back down pit road. By this point, the race had become a constant cycle of setbacks. Every time the team tried to regain ground, another issue pushed them backward. The repeated tire failures created confusion and frustration within the team as they searched for answers. Despite the problems, Busch managed to catch a small break during the race when NASCAR awarded him the free pass. This rule allows the first car one lap down to regain a lap during a caution period. For Busch, it represented a chance to restart his race and rejoin the lead lap. The moment briefly raised hope that the team might salvage something from an otherwise disastrous afternoon. But the relief did not last long. Not long after returning to the lead lap, Busch encountered yet another setback. The team was penalized for pitting too early, forcing him to restart at the back of the field once again. The penalty erased the progress they had just made and placed the number 8 car back into heavy traffic. For drivers and teams, moments like these can be mentally exhausting. Racing is not just about speed, it is also about rhythm and confidence. When problems keep stacking on top of each other, it becomes difficult to maintain focus. Busch spent the rest of the race trying to recover positions while dealing with a car that simply did not have the speed to challenge the leaders. Even with all the setbacks, Busch managed to finish the race in 17th place. On the surface, that result might appear respectable considering the number of problems the team faced throughout the day. Many drivers who experience multiple tire failures and penalties end up finishing far worse. In that sense, the number 8 team deserves credit for refusing to give up. However, the finishing position does not tell the full story. For most of the race, Busch ran well outside the top 20. The car lacked the pace needed to keep up with the front runners, and the team spent much of the afternoon simply trying to stay on the lead lap. When analysts reviewed the race afterward, many pointed out that the 17th place finish masked deeper performance issues. Phoenix Raceway is often viewed as a measuring stick for NASCAR teams. The 1-mile oval demands a balanced car that can handle long runs, manage tire wear, and maintain speed over time. Teams that perform well at Phoenix usually have strong overall packages that translate to other tracks. On the other hand, teams that struggle there often reveal weaknesses that can affect the rest of the season. For Richard Childress Racing, the Phoenix race raised uncomfortable questions. The organization has a long and proud history in NASCAR. Over the decades, the team built its reputation by winning races and championships with legendary drivers. When Kyle Busch joined the team, many fans believed that the partnership could restore RCR to consistent championship contention. At first, it looked like that prediction might come true. Busch won multiple races during his first season with the organization and quickly established himself as the leader of the team. His aggressive driving style and competitive personality brought energy to the number 8 program. The victories created optimism that the partnership could produce many more wins in the years ahead. But since that initial success, the results have cooled. Busch went winless during the 2024 season, and the drought continued through the 2025 season as well. For a driver who built his career on collecting victories at an incredible pace, 2 consecutive winless seasons represent a significant shift. Now, the early part of the 2026 season has added even more pressure. After several races, Busch sits far down the championship standings. For fans who are used to seeing him near the top of the leaderboard, the current situation feels unfamiliar and concerning. The Phoenix race only intensified those concerns. Analysts and commentators began asking difficult questions about whether the number 8 team has the equipment needed to compete with NASCAR's top organizations. The struggles at Phoenix also caught the attention of fans following the race online. As the day unfolded, many supporters expressed their frustration on social media. Among them was Samantha Busch, Kyle Busch's wife, who shared her reactions as the chaotic race continued. Watching from the sidelines, she described the situation as one of those races where everything seemed to go wrong. Her posts reflected the disbelief many fans felt as tire problems and penalties kept disrupting the team's progress. When the car briefly returned to the lead lap, there was hope that the race might turn around. But another issue soon followed, reinforcing the sense that the day was simply not going to cooperate. For drivers and their families, races like Phoenix can be emotionally draining. NASCAR competition is intense, and every team invests enormous effort preparing for each event. When that preparation falls apart due to mechanical failures or bad luck, the disappointment can be difficult to hide. Despite the frustration, Busch remains one of the most determined competitors in the sport. Throughout his career, he has built a reputation for bouncing back from adversity. Whether facing criticism, mechanical problems, or difficult seasons, Busch has repeatedly proven that he is capable of responding with strong performances. Still, the pressure is undeniable. At this stage of his career, Busch is no longer the young driver who first entered the Cup Series with something to prove. He is a 2-time champion and one of the most accomplished drivers of his generation. Expectations follow him everywhere he goes. Richard Childress Racing also faces its own challenge moving forward. The organization must find ways to improve the speed and consistency of its cars if it wants to compete with the elite teams in the sport. NASCAR competition evolves constantly, and organizations that fail to adapt quickly fall behind. The next few races will be very important for Kyle Busch and the number 8 team. Strong results could bring back confidence and stop the growing doubts around Richard Childress Racing.